Hi, this is Paul Haar from thesaxophonist.org, and I'm here with a play test and review of the new Florida model tenor saxophone mouthpiece by TED KLUM. You know, we really live in a world of words. We actually live in a sea of words today. If you need to get any proof of this, just look on the evening news. We got left-wing words and we have right-wing words and we have the best words and there's too many words. And it's kind of getting that way with saxophone mouthpieces. There are so many new mouthpieces on the market and everyone is touting itself as being the best thing on the market. They use a plethora of words to describe them. They're vintage, they're better than vintage, they're an exact copy, they're an exact copy of another copy that's better than the original. They've got unique names, they got funny names, they got funny designs, they got God bless them. I think it's probably got to be very difficult to make a mouthpiece today. Because the ironic thing about it is, if you make a great mouthpiece, it becomes invisible. That's the goal when you're picking a piece of equipment, is if you find a good mouthpiece, you cease to know it's there. You don't want to know that you're playing on the brand X mouthpiece. You don't want to be thinking about your mouthpiece or your reeds or your instrument. You want to reach a state where you're one with the music and you're able to create the sounds that you hear in your head. Well, I'm using too many words, but let me use one more. Transcendent. Transcendent is something that is so beyond the ordinary, it sets itself apart. Well, that's what I'm going to use as a word that describes the Florida model TED KLUM mouthpiece. I had been hearing about TED KLUM mouthpieces for a long time from people, and I contacted him and bugged him for a better part of 9 months. And finally I just said, well, I guess I'm not going to be able to include you in the magazine. And he very graciously sent me one of the models, probably to shut me up. That's okay. I gotta be honest with you. From the second I pulled this thing out of the box, this mouthpiece is a transcendent mouthpiece, at least for me. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that I really didn't notice anything characteristic. You know, I wasn't saying, what is this mouthpiece about? What does this mouthpiece do? I was just instantly connected to my horn. I was able to produce whatever sounds I heard in my head. And I, honest to God, really didn't even think about the mouthpiece. I wasn't thinking about elements that I needed to review. I was just having fun, and I couldn't put the instrument down. And that's probably the best testament. You know, TED has a motto that says, those who play know. Well, for me, I played it, and I didn't know. I wasn't aware that it was there. But let's face it, who's going to have a motto that says, those who play don't know? This mouthpiece allows me to do a variety of things. It has that extra squeeze and punch that you look for, I guess, in a vintage Florida mouthpiece. But, you know, I can edge it out. Or I could. The ability to create colors on this mouthpiece is really great. It responds effortlessly throughout the range. I don't really play in the altissimo, but man, this mouthpiece dares you to do it, you know? It just works so well up there. And it speaks and it slots, to use a trumpet term, it slots incredibly well. The register response in the low register is fantastic. Usually a mouthpiece that has that ability to have some edge gets barky down low. This was effortless. And at around 400, I think they're like 400 and near around $450. They're really not different from what you're going to find on the market. I will tell you right now, the best part about this mouthpiece is that for me, I didn't know it was there. It used a variety of reeds. It just seemed that no matter how bright or weak the reed or how heavy or dark the reed, it just gave a different color. It was a fun bit to play, and I guess the new thing I have to do is try to talk my wife into letting me get it. Honey, this is it. This is finally the mouthpiece. If I get this mouthpiece, I'm not going to need any others, right? Well, let me tell you something. If you know how to play the saxophone and you want to connect to your music and you don't want to have to worry about your equipment, the TED KLUM Florida model tenor saxophone mouthpiece is one you're going to want to check out. To check out this review, many other reviews, interviews, and special features, be sure to tune in to www.thesaxophonist.org. Thanks, and happy playing.